Hello once again. This is Mike Van Dusen with the Hopeful Headlines, and I'm excited. It's a wonderful spring day, and I don't mean to be a bummer to some of my friends. Some of them were sending me pictures of snow, and especially my friends in Canada, and I hope it warms up for you guys really quick in that, but it was just beautiful here. And I was just out in the garden checking on things. The birds are chirping, nice cool weather, had my cup of coffee, and Keely was out there. And I was talking about a message that I got on Etsy, and somebody said they were excited. They're setting up some tower gardens like we have on our hydroponics channel, and that they had access to like oodles and oodles of buckets. She said like hundreds a day, and I was like, whoa, that just blew my mind, because I'm over here running out to Firehouse trying to race everybody to 3 buckets and Walmart and everything. So to get that many free buckets is just mind-blowing. And what I was thinking about was where did they get that? You know, she was excited. She's going to be setting up a bunch of these tower gardens and everything, which that just like warms my heart. It makes me happy. So we were thinking, you know, where are they getting all these buckets? Maybe a cafeteria, you know, somewhere like a Navy base or hospital, or, you know, someplace that makes food all the time on a consistent basis and would use these, or a school. And Keela said, maybe a school. And she said, why don't you call the schools and ask? And if they got a bunch of buckets, if they save them and give them to you, that you can set a garden up for them. I was like, that's a great idea. You know, I've been thinking about doing something, you know, for years, but never really got the initiative or got my thoughts together about it. And that's basically why I wanted to start this podcast. And I love that I get to just come on here with you guys. I don't have to worry about trying to edit a fancy video or anything, and I can just have a stream of thought and put my thoughts out there into the world. And you guys know, sometimes you have an idea, right? You're sitting there, you might have the best idea in the world. It might be like something you think is life-changing, and 2 days later, you forget about it. And that happens to me all the time. So I think that this way I can come out here and put my thoughts out there, and it'll stay up there. You know, it's on as long as YouTube's around, and Spotify and Amazon and podcast places, that somebody could be on here a month later. They could be on here years down the road and still hear these comments and that and respond. And I've got a Gmail. It's the Hopeful Headlines Podcast at gmail.com. And you guys can go ahead and send me requests over there, some of your stories, if you got questions, or like when I put an idea like this out, I need your help. I would like to hear what your thoughts are on it, because 1,000 people thinking about something is a whole lot better than one person or 2 people thinking about it, right? So somebody out there might have an idea that's 10 times better than me. So if whatever your thoughts are, email that to me, let me know, because we're thinking like schools, maybe, you know, setting up a little community garden for them, or something in a nursing home. I think that would be cool, and they probably have buckets. We're thinking places that would have access to the buckets. That way, that would cut down on the expense. That was one thing that was holding me back before, was I was wanting to set these gardens up everywhere, but I would have to come up with the money to build everything and physically do it and spend all my time and money doing it. But if they have the buckets, and we've simplified the system so much that I can get the buckets, and honestly, in 20 minutes, I can make about 3 of these. And that's a tower right there, right? In 20 minutes, drill out some holes, rinse them out, they're ready to go. And if they can provide the buckets, you know, I can get them ready. I can buy my fertilizer in bulk, so it's cheaper, and I can provide the nutrients, and I'll get the plants. You know, I can get a bunch of seeds, a bunch of microgreen seeds. Like I've got microgreens, hundreds of them growing out there right now, and grow them to transplants, and then take them up there and just put the transplants in, and the kids can sit and watch it grow. So one of the things, there's a couple of concerns, and the one thing is it's got to be local at first, because I'm stretched for time. So I don't really have any time. I can't be traveling to do it. So it's got to be someplace local. And the other thing, as far as time too, it's got to be something that's not real time consuming, like tomatoes and squash and stuff that we're growing right now, where I have to get out there every day and keep an eye on them. It's got to be something like the greens, where we can plant the tiny little microgreen and leave it in there for a month and the kids can just come by day and seeing it grow, right? So it's got to be something that's kind of low maintenance. I'm thinking about like all the leafy greens, and besides just like lettuce or bok choy, which kids probably don't care for anyway. We'll put bok choy. Those look cool when they're growing. I think the kids would like to see them grow. But I'm thinking like basil and mint and things where they don't have it, like lettuce they have in the cafeteria. Most kids are like scraping it off their plate anyway, right? They're not going to be too excited about seeing a whole bunch of lettuce growing, but maybe like basil and mint stuff where they can get up and they can touch it and smell it, and there's different taste, and there's a lot of different senses going on. So all these thoughts are going through my mind. So I'm trying to figure this out. You guys, if you have any ideas, let me know. Like I said, this doesn't have to happen tomorrow. This is just a thought we had this morning, and I hope that it evolves into something. This could be, schools. I'm going to contact local ones. There could be nursing homes. That would be cool. I think that some of the elderly that are sitting around every day, that if they had somewhere to go and they could watch these plants grow like that, and like I said, actually physically touch them and smell it, that could be a pleasant experience for them. Just all kinds of things. So you guys let me know what your best ideas are. And then from there, since I'm going to start local, like I said, we can't feed the world, but maybe we can teach the world how to feed itself. This will be an experiment, and maybe some of you out there can do it too. You need to watch me try it first and then do it. But some of you out there, there's a few exceptional people out there that are teaching classes and showing other people. Some of you out there are taking the knowledge and in their local community, they're out there spreading the word and teaching other people how to grow. And that just warms my heart. So other people can do this too. So I'm thinking like this would be like an example of what like other people could do, and trying to figure out a way to do it like step by step, and maybe just make a plan where they could go out and contact schools or nursing homes and that and set things up. So that's just an experiment. We're gonna get it all straightened out, and we're patient. Like I said, that doesn't have to happen tomorrow, but it's just in the back of our minds. And then from there, I was also thinking, what if they did want to do something else that did take more time, like tomatoes and things, and I couldn't be there every day watching things, taking care of stuff. With the power of the internet now, and this is what gets me excited all the time. Like I said, we're living through the greatest time in history, right? Not only to connect with people, instead of just looking at like people are posting, oh, I just got a coffee, or I walked the dog, or something like that we could use this as a tool and help people all around the world. I was thinking somebody could set up somewhere and they could have someone in charge of it, like a teacher, a student assistant, or even a class itself that watches it once a day, or a couple of classes, and they could take care of it. And I could connect with them through a live stream where I wouldn't have to make a trip somewhere. And I could just put aside 15, 20 minutes where I could talk to like a class or the teacher or whatever, and they could walk around with their phone and show me what they're growing or if they have any concerns. And I could talk with them in real time, which is like exciting. I can't imagine like there could be some class in Australia, right? Or somewhere in Europe, and they could have a little garden set up, and we could both be on our phones, and I could be helping them out like that. So you guys, everyone can do that too. This is all part of expanding, getting the word out and changing the world. Is that this isn't just about me, and it's not just about keep on growing. I don't need that to be like a brand. I love saying that, and I love hearing you guys say it back when people respond and say that. But even if you go out into the world and nobody knows who I am, and they just know you, or you show someone, and it's just getting the word out. And we have the opportunity right now. We never had the capability of doing this before at such speed. It would take forever, and you would have to do something just incredible to get noticed, like worldwide or whatever, right? And right now, from your very home, you can be influencing people on the other side of the planet. That's a powerful thing. So that's what this podcast is about, is taking our word and amplifying our message and getting it out. That's how we're going to teach the world how to feed itself. And it all comes down to all of you. So that's just one thought that me and Keely were having this morning. I've got an email account. It's the Hopeful Headlines Podcast at gmail.com. And if you're anywhere where you can read it in the description, I'll put a link to it. But most of you are just listening with your headphones. So it's the Hopeful Headlines Podcast at gmail.com. if you've got any ideas, if you think I could do it in a better way, if you think it could be helpful, if you got questions, well, whatever, just email me there. Don't forget your good stories. I want to share some of your good stories in that too. And you guys get out there, share this up, lift, inspire, keep on growing, be the change. We'll catch you later. This is Mike Van Duzy with Hopeful Headlines.